38 kids live in an orphanage called House and spend their days studying, playing games, and taking tests in hopes of being adopted. Two of the most intelligent kids in the house, Emma and Norman, follow 6-year-old Connie one evening after she is taken out for adoption by Isabella, the mother of the home, to bring a stuffed animal that she forgot. Passing the still open gate, they discover Connie dead inside of a truck and are forced to hide as Isabella trades Connie as meat for rich demons. Realizing the house is actually a farm raising humans as food for the demons, Emma and Norman rush back and become determined to escape with the other children. Isabella finds the stuffed animal Emma had left next to the truck when they ran away. In the meantime, Emma and Norman understand that older kids with larger brains are regarded as higher quality meat, and the kids are being sent out based on their age and test results. They decide to escape before the next shipment in 2 months and explore the forest for an escape route. They come across a high concrete wall that they believe can be scaled with rope, but later realize that Isabella has tracking devices implanted on their bodies. When they get tablecloths to use as rope, Ray approaches them and they tell him about their plan to escape with all 37 of the children. Norman persuades Ray to work with them, but Ray reluctantly accepts. Later, Isabella introduces a new infant named Carol and an adult helper named Sister Crone, whom the 3 conspirators immediately perceive as another enemy. Emma, Norman, and Ray reevaluate their situation as they realize that they have been fitted with tracking devices, and that Isabella and Crone suspect them. The adults are at odds with one another, though, and Crone wants Isabella's position. Emma looks at Carol, the new baby, and finds that everyone has tracking devices put in their ears. The trio use a game of tag to train everyone's readiness to escape, which is put to the test when Crone decides to take part, catching everyone except Norman and Ray. Later that night, the trio begin to suspect that one of their children is a spy working for Isabella. With only 10 days to prepare, Norman pushes the date of their escape forward, forcing the trio to start playing tag with other kids and teams. Later that evening, Dawn and Gilda, 2 more kids, are told about the trio's secret. Norman decides not to inform them of Connie's passing. He tells them where their ropes are, lays a trap to find the informant, and that evening, Isabella gets a note from her informant. Meanwhile, Emma eavesdrops on Gilda as Crone tries to get information out of her, but Gilda chooses not to tell Crone anything. The following night, Norman inspects the rope locations with Ray, and by the process of elimination accuses Ray of being the traitor. When Ray is exposed as Isabella's spy by Norman's trap, he says that he did it willingly in order to obtain information that would help him get away. After a protracted debate about loyalty, Ray finally decides to support Norman, but only if they abandon their plan to save everyone and keep Emma in the dark. Later, Ray reveals his duplicity to Emma, but she believes in his promise to still aid the escape. Meanwhile, Emma has deduced that there is a hidden room in Isabella's office where she reports to headquarters. Though cautioned against the risks, Dawn and Gilda enter Isabella's office and discover the hidden room's entrance, even though they choose not to search for it. Emma reports to Norman and Ray that she discovered messages in Morse code concerning the human farm written on William Minerva bookplates, and in a few books kept in the library. As Dawn and Gilda enter Isabella's hidden room, they find toys and a communication device that belong to the kids who left the house, and they come to the realization that they were misled about Connie's continued existence. They extract the truth from the others about the true purpose of the house, and despite some initial hostility over not being trusted, Dawn and Gilda reaffirm their desire to help everyone escape. The next day, Emma tells Norman she has an idea to get everyone out safely. Afterwards, Dawn steals chemicals for Emma's scheme, and Norman finds some items Ray left for him. Isabella informs Ray that he will be the next child sent overseas in the meantime. Outside, Crone confronts Emma and the others about them knowing the purpose of the house, and she offers to join forces. Crone proposes to the conspirators that they work together, so their escape will cause Isabella's demise, so Crone can become the mom. She admits that, like them, she was once an orphan, but that due to a lethal monitoring chip inserted in her chest, she is unable to leave her designated area. Though they can't trust her, they consent to accompany her. Emma and Norman pay Crone a visit that evening. They ask her a number of questions to which she responds, but they also come to the conclusion that she is not as honest as she seems. Meanwhile, Ray receives an instant camera from Isabella as a reward for his assistance. The next day, Emma and Norman prepare to climb the wall and inspect the vicinity, while Ray plants some confidential information about Isabella for Crone to find. When Crone comes across the note, she is ecstatic to learn what seems to be Isabella's second weakness. However, Isabella gives Crone formal orders shortly afterward, stating that she will be moved out. Crone has been appointed as mom for Plant 4 and has to leave immediately. She meets Grandma at the gate and tries to undermine Isabella without success. Crone knows that a demon is going to kill her as Grandma departs. She remembers her life as an orphan, the years she spent becoming a mother, and her wish for the kids to be able to flee and ruin their present environment. Meanwhile, the conspirators implement their plan to investigate the wall, while Isabella informs Ray that she is disposed of Sister Crone and that her deal with him is over. After locking him in a room, she locates Norman and Emma with the help of her tracking device. Isabella finds Norman and Emma as Dawn is saving Ray, and she tells them to stop resisting, implying that they have had a happy and carefree life and will pass away soon. They refuse to accept this fate, and Emma grabs Isabella so Norman can climb the wall. But Isabella breaks Emma's leg. Isabella then discloses that they are the best quality meat she has raised, fit for the one, and that Norman will be shipped out the next day. The conspirators are committed to preventing Norman's death. In order for him to hide and accompany the others on their intended escape, Ray instructs him to destroy the tracking device and act as though he is escaping. Norman refuses, saying it would only tighten security, which would make the escape for the others more difficult, and Emma or Ray might be shipped in his place. Emma suggests Ray break a bone or become sick to avoid this, as the demons wouldn't ship damaged products, and Norman finally agrees. Ray confesses to Emma and Norman that evening that he was not impacted by infinite amnesia, and that he was aware of the house's secret from the start. He can remember going through the gate in the demon's headquarters as a baby before being taken to the house. The following day, Norman gets ready for his fictitious escape, but first they must scale the wall to get a view of the surrounding forest. Surprisingly, he returns that evening and tells Ray and Emma escape is impossible. Beyond the wall, there is a wide and deep channel cut into the ground, completely separating the wall from the forest. Norman informs the conspirators that a channel surrounds the entire farm, and that the gate, which leads to the demon's headquarters, is the only exit. That evening, Norman bids adieu to each and every resident of the house and returns the device to disable the trackers. Emma hugs Norman in a last effort to get him to use the device to break the trackers and escape. He refuses, knowing it's too reckless and would jeopardize the group's attempt to escape. Norman is led by Isabella to a side room at the gate where they will wait for the demons. Ray says sorry and gives up when Dawn and Gilda later ask him what the current plan is. In the infirmary, Isabella offers to sponsor a crying Emma as a mom candidate, saying if she completes her training, she could return to the house as a mother or sister. But Emma refuses. After 2 months, Ray and Emma start to isolate themselves. Ray bids the house farewell by sitting by himself in the dining hall the night before he is scheduled to be shipped out. When Ray asks Emma if she has really given up, she smiles. On the evening before Ray's departure, Emma reveals she has never given up the idea of escape. Isabella kept a close eye on her and Ray while Dawn and Gilda carried on getting ready to flee. Ray suggests that as a diversion, they light the house on fire that evening. After Emma agrees, Ray reveals that he plans to set himself alight to distract Isabella and deny the demons their feast. As the clock chimes midnight, the now 12-year-old Ray starts the fire. Emma cuts her ear so no one can find her as the fire spreads and the kids flee. Isabella believes Ray is engulfed in flames, so she tries to put out the fire and save him. But the children had wrapped meat and hair in his clothes as a decoy. Months earlier, Norman told Emma of Ray's plan to burn himself and prepared a counterplan for her, which meant that they were already prepared to escape. Ray notices that the younger kids are missing from their group as the kids arrive at the boundary and get ready to climb the wall. Isabella discovers the keyhole plugged when she attempts to contact headquarters in the interim. But even as the building burns, she saves the transmitter. Outside, Isabella realizes that the children, including Ray, are alive. One little boy tugs at her skirt and she sees that it's Phil. The kids arrive at the boundary wall and scale it. In a flashback, Phil admits to Emma that he has always suspected the farm's motives and that the younger children would remain in the hopes of being set free prior to harvest. Meanwhile, Isabella notifies headquarters of the fire and that 15 children have escaped. The alarm is sounded as children prepare to cross the channel between the wall. The kids use coat hangers and ropes as zip lines to cross to the forest after Dawn throws a rope across the channel for the first time. Isabella notices that there are no kids at the bridge, so she dashes along the wall in time to see Emma, the final child, make her way into the forest before the lines are cut. Isabella recalls when she was a child on a farm, watching her friends being harvested, and began training to be a mom to survive. She gave birth before becoming a mother of Plant 3, and when she heard Ray humming a song she knew well, she knew he was her son. After acknowledging their loss and wishing the kids luck, Isabella pulls off the ropes and goes back inside the flaming structure to inform Phil that they made it out safely. The escapees see their first sunrise outside the farm, and that's the end of the video. I'll be posting a lot of videos similar to this, so I'll see you at the next one. As always, if you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to the channel.